Oh, you're jacked in to Buffy's Angels. Welcome. It's I'm still in rehab here. Beautiful behind. Look, there's a basketball court behind me,
Holy
Logan.
shit.
You'd be shooting hoops
Do
all
they have
day.
basketballs?
They have some basketballs. Yeah, they are not overly inflated,
Hmm.
and I've never seen anyone use one.
Well, you can use your own money to buy a pump if you really want to.
You could, yeah, maybe.
Put it
I
on
don't know if they
load your
have
gift
pumps
card.
in the rehab store.
They better. They got
Uh,
all these basketballs and no pump.
yeah, I bought a comb. Does my hair look better today?
Oh, I can't really tell. It's pretty bright outside.
All right. Yeah. Um. Hey, we're talking about Angel. We're at a crucial point in Angel. We only have like 4 episodes left after this one. I mean,
That's
of
not
the show
true.
of Buffy's Angels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Um. And so I'll like probably be home for like the last two,
Right.
but I'll be in rehab for the next few.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, today is Why We Fight and Smile Time, both of which lend themselves to songs being played at the end of the episode. But I think you gotta just end with a song from Smile Time.
I don't
Ha-
remember the Why We Fight one.
Well, no, there's a Decemberist song called "This Is Why We Fight" that I would have recommended under normal circumstances,
Uh,
but um, but no, you gotta end with like "Self-esteem is for everybody,"
yeah.
right?
Self-esteem is for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
All
was
right.
very nice. As Wesley's getting a little smooching action going on with Fred.
Yeah, yeah. Something's twitching down there. Um, Now
Yeah, that probably
L
helped his
Dog.
self-esteem. That was a good little
Oh,
bit with the
huge.
song too.
That ever happen to you? Like there's someone you're into for a while, and then they make a move on you, and you're like, I do rule.
Not really people that I was into for a while, but then it like I mean that did happen like once, but yes, but not really with people that I've known for a long time.
That happened with Katie. Remember, who I was with for a
Forte.
long time?
No,
No,
no.
not fucking Katie
No,
Forte.
no, no.
No, she was like dating another dude when I like a
Mm.
friend of mine when I met her,
Mm.
and I was like nursing a crush, and then like I'd already known her for like a year, and we like went out to it was like a birthday party for a friend of ours at a bar, and we hooked up, and I was like, I am awesome.
Yeah, I felt that
Yeah,
before. That was a little like
yeah.
Gunn though in that episode where he and Fred break up and then he like had a cool solo episode.
Oh yeah,
I
where
forget what happened there.
he fucked Gwen Raiden.
Yeah. Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
All right. Why we fight? Let's start there, huh?
Hmm.
All right. This is season 5, episode 13. And it aired February 11th, 2004.
Okay.
I'm in my senior year of high school. I started dating my high school girlfriend in January, so I'm starting to make out regularly for the first time around this point.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
Do you remember like the first time you ever hugged a girl? You're like, whoa, I just got a hug. She likes me.
No,
She just hugged me.
not really, but I remember the first time like I kissed a girl on the lips, no tongue whatsoever, just like a peck on the lips.
Hmm.
And that was like mind blowing.
Your life has changed.
Yeah, yeah. Um, all right. So the number one song in America is "The Way You Move" by Outkast.
Okay.
So Big Boy gets number one. We already saw Andre 3000 with Hey Ya, but
Right. That's
now
better.
that's from the Love Below. But of course, Speaker Box, The Love Below, a double album. Big Boy had his own album, Speaker Box, and The Way You Move got a number one. But it's only number one for this week because the day before this episode of Angel aired, Kanye West released his first ever album, and he'll be number one by next week.
That's pretty late. I didn't know that. It took till 2003 for Kanye's first album.
2004.
2004.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you said January.
Well, he was producing Jay-Z records and shit. And then like no one wanted him to rap himself. And
Hmm.
then he came out with the college dropout. And it was a surprise hit. At the time, I hadn't gotten into Kanye yet, and Kanye was becoming known for wearing blazers everywhere. During his first album, he wore blazers.
Hmm.
Okay, and I am sorry to report this, but in high school, I wore blazers every day.
Well, you
Okay.
still copy Kanye West. His beliefs mostly though these days.
Yeah, mostly, yeah, just his inner voice.
Right.
Um,
Why didn't they want
but
him rapping? Did they know early on he has like some bad things he wants to get off his chest? We don't
no,
want
but
him on the mic.
they just didn't take him seriously as a rapper. If you watch that remember there was like a three-part Netflix documentary about him a while back, like
Yeah,
when people still liked him.
yeah, I didn't watch it.
I watched it, and there's like a lot of footage of him like early on, like rapping to people, like trying to prove that he can rap, and them just not caring.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Um,
Like Michael Jordan's like, watch, look what I can do with this basketball. You're like, ah, come
yeah,
on. What are you talking about?
but then it was like he produced the Blueprint, the Jay-Z record, which was like such a big deal, and they were like, "All right, fine, you could fucking do an album," and then he
Hmm,
became the biggest rapper in the world.
that's crazy.
Yeah. All right, what else we got? Not much. The number one movie in America is Barbershop 2, The Next Cut.
Okay,
Right?
not yet covered on the franchise. I don't
We
think.
should. We got to. I love the Barbershop franchise, including its spin-off Beauty Shop.
Beauty. I
Uh,
was like, there's some spinoff, and then I was thinking, is it a Friday spinoff? And then I was
no,
thinking I was racist. It wasn't.
well, it is. That's Ice Cube at least.
Okay. I watched
Yeah,
his 30 for 30. Did not like it so much.
that's my least favorite of maybe all the 30 for
It's
30.
one of my least favorites so far,
Yeah.
for sure. It's too much about
Um,
him.
Agreed. Well, that was my problem with it. Like, I'm interested in the Raiders.
And if
Like
someone else
that,
made it about him, I'd be fine. But it's him making it like just about himself.
I know. It's just about like it's Ice Cube going like I wore Raiders jackets a lot in the '90s, and then they became really popular.
Yeah, because
all
of
right,
me and my
yeah,
friends. It might have been right, but I don't
yeah.
care.
Number two, debuting at number two, Miracle. That's a hockey film.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's Kurt Russell
One of his
about the
best performances.
Miracle on Ice of 1980 Olympics. We defeated the juggernaut Russia or the Soviet Union.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Um, all right, let's see. Uh, the big news is 2 days after this episode airs,
Mm-hmm.
the WB announces Angels canceled.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. So they decided, and it's announced 2 days after this. So now, whatever they haven't filmed yet, now the Angel writers know they have to wrap up the series. I think they
Wow.
I think at the time in the production process, they had 5 episodes left.
That's nuts. I didn't know that's how this ended. That's how this
Yeah,
was coming to a close. That's
yeah,
pretty sad.
I know. No, Buffy got to end on its own terms. They knew like right from the start of that season, like this is the last season and shit. But Angel straight up got canceled. They were planning on doing at least a sixth season.
Hmm.
If you watch the
In a
last
movie.
two, yeah, if you watch the last 2 episodes of Angel, um, Joss Whedon has said that the last 2 episodes are a condensed version of what his plans for season 6 were.
I love it. That makes me pretty happy.
Okay. Um,
So Connor, gotta bring Connor
all
back.
right. This episode's co-written by Drew Goddard and
Hmm.
Stephen S. DeKnight, and directed by Terrence O'Hara. And
Remember the Knights of Byzantium? Remember those guys? Those are like the
yeah,
one of the worst parts of Buffy, I think.
you can say that, but they're heavily important in the episode Spiral, which is awesome. Where
Was
they're
that the
like,
finale?
no, that's the one where they're chasing around the fucking the that bus they're in.
Is that not the finale of that season?
No, it's like that third to last or so. Yeah.
Oh wow. You know, that is a great episode, yeah. Where when you told me that Buffy murdered somebody, right? Doesn't she flat
Yes.
out
Yeah.
kill
Yeah.
somebody in that episode?
She throws an axe into the heart of one of the Knights Byzantium. I hate it outside. There's just
Yeah, it's
bugs.
bad. It's bad.
I
I realized the other day, like we can't really take breaks. We got to just go because we're not gonna like have you run to the bathroom, you know?
oh yeah, I'd have to go inside
Yeah,
and into my room.
we're just gonna have to like try to do this in one go.
Yeah, well, that's how it was in the early days, baby. Me and
Yeah,
Henry used to do this shit in one take.
yeah. Or
Hmm.
you just have Henry's corner while you ran to get your notebook. That used to
Oh
be a
yeah,
thing.
I forgot
You'd be
about
like, I don't have
Henry's
my top
corner.
10 notebook. Henry's corner. And then Henry would talk about whatever he saw at the movie theater.
Yeah. Um. All right. Let's hear your thoughts on why we fight while I try to swat this fucking fly.
Okay. All right. That's why you fight because you have a freaking fly around you. It's either fight
That's
or
right.
be eaten, whatever that
Well,
saying
just
is.
be annoyed.
Right? Yeah, I guess so. It's not a mosquito.
Nope.
All right. So why we fight? Is that it? We're in the Atlantic Ocean,
Yeah.
1943.
Yeah, I remember at the time this aired, the WB promoted this episode pretty heavily. I guess because they were like, if this one does well, maybe we won't cancel it. But um and fucking they promoted it as Angel 1942.
Wow.
And then the episode starts 1943. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
What the hell? I don't know what that is about. But we're on a submarine. Very fun. There are these people. I had a lot of questions actually toward the end of this episode. Who are they running from at the start here? Is it Spike?
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes. The Spike, that Rasputin fella,
Yeah, I
and
got
the
their
Prince of
names.
Lies.
Prince of
They're
Lies.
they're all murdering soldiers.
Nostroyev. Yeah.
Nostroyev.
Okay, okay. All right. So yeah, that's what happens, and that's like the opening scene. We see those guys like run away for it was like it reminded me of Rogue One, like when Darth Vader's killing those people. Reminded me of that a little
Yeah.
bit.
There's
Uh,
like four survivors. This dude Lawson, who's
right.
like our main guy for the episode, who I looked up, and he's still acting, but he's also writing now, mostly kids movies. He wrote the film Smallfoot, and he wrote the Angry Birds movie too.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Um,
Wow. Ayal Podell is
yeah,
that
yeah.
fellow's name.
One of these guys is also Mikey Day,
I've heard of
uh,
that person.
later an SNL cast member.
Okay.
All right, wild, and like much later, like he
How
must
is your
just been like,
name Day, but you work on Saturday night live?
oh, mm.
Is there anything there?
Well, Ackerman has a joke. Saturday Night Live, but 2/3 of it is in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah, after midnight.
Yeah.
So so why are you calling it night? All right,
That's Saturday. They got the day part in there,
they did. Okay.
but it's not day
One,
outside. Very
yeah.
weird.
Then there's another one of these guys who's a regular on Even Stevens.
No.
Yeah. And then there's another guy who looks like Sean Astin so much that I remember Sean Astin directed an episode last year. I was like, I wonder if he got like his cousin a job. But I looked it up, I couldn't find any relation.
I like know some of these names now that I'm who Nick Spano? Who's that?
That's the Even Stevens one.
Okay. And then Prince of Lies is played by this guy Camden Toy, who is definitely a person I've heard of before. Who is
Well,
this?
you've heard of him through Buffy. He played three different characters on Buffy,
Oh
and now
shit.
he's on Angel. He was the head of the Gentleman in Hush. He,
Oh.
he was the little skin ripper guy in Same Time, Same
Oh.
Place. He played the first Uber vamp that Buffy defeats in Showtime,
What a
and
legend.
yeah, and now he's
He's in
back
six
again.
episodes.
Yeah, now he's back again as the Prince of Lies.
Okay, yeah, I really enjoyed him, and that's awesome. Camden Toy.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I don't know
Mhm.
anybody else. But there we go. All right, so then we go to we're in
All
the
right,
present day. We're
let's
at
hear.
Wolfram and Hart.
Come on.
I had a fun note here. Somebody said Eve's vanished, and I thought that was notable because there are two old movies I forget who made the Lady Eve, but Lady Vanishes is a Hitchcock movie. There's the Lady Eve and the Lady Vanishes, and they said Eve's vanished, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. There's the Lady, both of those words is a movie. Isn't that
Mm,
crazy?
mm.
That was weird to me.
This is Logan being a student of cinema right
Yeah,
now.
that was like a dumb thing, but
Yeah.
that's what I thought of. So we go. Lawson shows up. I feel like he doesn't talk to. I was like, why is he at Wolfram and Hart for like the entire episode, and then he finally talks to Angel a little later on. But he
Well, he
mentions
sort of captures everybody first,
that's
and at
right.
first he just gets off the elevator.
Yeah, yeah. I love
Um,
the elevator. So many cool like entrances into
yeah,
out of the elevator. Um, he talks to Fred first, and he says he was friends with Angel when Angel was in his patriotic phase,
yeah.
and then that's when we
That
get some flashback.
that scene's sort of spooky. Like Fred just coming into the lab, and there's just like this random dude there. That that would be frightening, especially if you're like a diminutive young woman like Fred.
Right. Reminded me of that guy, that other guy that used the lab, the guy who like wanted to get revenge on his girlfriend or something. It was like an early, like last season, I think.
Oh, that's no, it was a while ago.
Oh,
That's a different lab. But yeah,
really?
he want yeah, we're not in Wolfram and Hart yet. It was like season two. It was like a guy at college who like wanted to stop time because he knew his girlfriend was gonna break up with him like the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn. I didn't know that was so long ago.
that's happy anniversary.
Oh, okay. I see that in my ranking all the time. I'm like, I forget what it is, but I remember liking it. Happy anniversary.
That's the first time we spend any time with Lauren outside of Caritas.
What does he do?
He's like with Angel, like undercover at
Oh,
the college.
I see.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if I liked that
Oh, because
line.
I think at that point, Angel split up from the rest of the group because he like quit
Mm-hmm.
because of like the Darla and Drusilla
He's done
stuff.
that a few times, tried to
Yeah.
quit the gang. Oh, cool.
Um. Yeah, he's a loner
But
by nature.
Cordelia got her guy back on track.
Oh.
Oh my God. Uh, but back to the patriotic phase line. He said he was in his patriotic phase, but then it seemed
Yeah.
like Angel was threatened to go do this. It didn't seem like he did this out of like his free will or the goodness of his heart.
No, agreed. I think Lawson is going by like the character that Angel was playing undercover in the submarine,
Okay.
and
And it's a
we're
fun
seeing
line.
yeah, and we're seeing like where Angel actually was at this point.
Right, which was a guy being threatened. You got to go undercover and
Yeah.
save these people in a
I mean, there's
submarine.
no reason Angel would be patriotic. I mean, he's
True. He's from
from
Italy.
Ireland,
Ireland.
Italy, Jesus.
But he lived there, didn't he? Didn't he like go spend time in Italy?
Well, he traveled around a lot. He lived like everywhere, but he only been in America since like well, I guess like 40 years at this point. I think he moved there.
Bless you.
It's probably all this nature.
Yeah, too
Uh,
much pollen or
yeah,
whatever.
he probably moved. I think he moved there in 1902 or something. It's established on Buffy. We see him at
Okay.
like Ellis Island.
So it's either 42 or 43. We're not quite sure. So it's
Yeah,
either 40 or 41 years.
right.
But anyway, so Angel goes to the submarine and we see him find Spike,
He goes to the
black-haired
submarine.
Spike.
He fucking.
He
It's
swims
wild.
down to the
Yeah,
submarine.
yeah. He swims down to a submarine. He's
It,
wearing like iron boots too to like sink him.
they
And
did have a line that was like I think I wrote it down maybe somewhere. We figure we strap enough weight to you, you'll sink. That reminded me of that episode where we strapped enough weight to him and he sank to the bottom of the ocean. Remember
that's
that?
right, Connor.
With
Connor.
Connor.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah,
bad memories in underwater.
he does.
Um, but yeah, he shows up in that tube, and
Yeah, that was
yeah,
crazy.
Spike is here with black hair and a Nazi uniform.
But he's not a Nazi. He only killed one. He lets
Yeah,
us know, which was a because I was a little bit confused, but he let us know. Why did he have to take the jacket though? I guess that's his move. He does that when he kills like the Slayer
sure.
in the train.
Yeah, I also just think it's a great visual. Just Spike wearing a fucking SS uniform.
I didn't notice if he was kept it up throughout, but
He did.
it was funny. Then we go to we meet Nostroyev and the Prince of Lies. Prince of Lies was so funny.
Yeah.
But Angel kills Nostroyev because he's like, I want to kill everybody, and he pulls out an axe. But Angel killed him. Anyway, present day, Lawson. I don't know how he did this, but he ended up capturing Fred, Gunn, Wesley. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. So that
He's
was
got
pretty.
vampire strength.
It seemed like more convincing. He like his
Well,
charm did it to them. He got in with his charm, and then
well,
I
I
guess
don't,
hit bang him over the head.
yeah, yeah. There must have been some violence involved. Sort of like Harmony in that Harm's Way episode where she locked everyone in the closet.
That was so weird.
Yeah.
I just watched though. What's that movie called? Unfaithful. You better watch out hitting somebody over the
Oh,
head because you could just murder them in
that's
one
right.
one hit.
Yeah, it's a good movie,
Gear hits
right?
him with one hit on the snow globe on the head, and he's like dead. Basically, it's pretty crazy. Anyway, so we go
Did you like
back.
Unfaithful?
I did like it. Not as much as everyone else was giving it for fours and stuff.
I
I had
don't
a
know.
problem. He has like a dumb coworker who spots her out and is like, he gets fired and he's like, Richard Gere, you should look at your own family. How about that? And it's really stupid, that character.
Okay. I don't know. That seemed like it was around the time they were like stopping making like like dumb shit for adults.
Mm.
Like the 90s was chock full of dumb shit for adults, like Disclosure and like just erotic thrillers and shit. And so like Unfaithful kind of came out of nowhere, like Adrian Lyne. It's I think it was timed right.
It was. He's like the only guy that makes those though.
Now everyone was making them in the fucking 90s.
Who made that Nicole Kidman movie? Do we know who made that?
Who? What movie?
The one you love so much. Baby Girl. Who made that?
Uh
They might could do something,
I
make
don't
a run
remember
at
the
it.
name. Yeah.
But he was the only one, and that's all he made. He like all of his movies were like that, and then there's like the horror one that's like kind of not, but that's sexy too. The one that I watched recently, Jacob's Ladder, like that's the one you'd think is not sexy, but even that one has a lot in it.
Yeah. Helena Rain made Baby Girl.
Hmm.
She also did Bodies, Bodies, Bodies a few years ago.
Hmm. That sounds like it would be sexy, but it kind of wasn't.
Yeah, it's really not. All right, go ahead.
All right.
Baby Girl's sitting at a 2.8 on Letterboxd. This is the world.
Oh. Um.
All right.
We the Nazis. There's like a reveal that the Nazis were going to control the vampires in war, like weaponize the vampires.
Yeah, and it's set up also when they visit Angel, they refer to themselves as like a new initiative.
Ooh, I didn't catch
All
that.
right. So like this is the beginnings of what we would learn as the initiative. All right. And they're specifically saying that they're cutting into vampires' brains to study them, which is exactly what would end up happening with Spike. Like he gets that chip,
Hmm.
which is really important for a period of years on the show.
Yeah.
Um, so in very many ways, I think this episode acts as an origin for the initiative storyline on Buffy.
Didn't once cross my mind, honestly. I feel pretty
Yeah,
embarrassed, but that's why you're here to get me on track. Get
yeah,
your guy on track.
get my guy
Me.
on track.
That is very cool. I thought that was like Jurassic World though. Like in Jurassic World, we want to use the dinosaurs as military weapons. That was like this episode. We want
I
to use the
know.
vampires as weapons. Anyway, so we it's like there's like a turns out there's like a big fight at the end in the past where Lawson gets injured. He's about to die, and then Angel turns him into a vampire.
Well, no, actually, it's not really
No?
a fight. He's just sort of like there was a fight and we think we got everybody we needed to get, but the Nazi soldier that's on board that they had captive survives the fight,
Oh
and
no.
he just fucking comes up behind Lawson and stabs him a bunch of times with a screwdriver.
A bunch? That's always so scary to me.
Yeah, I know. So Angel, Lawson's the only guy who knows how to drive the fucking sub.
Oh, right.
So Angel has to turn him because he's gonna die otherwise, and they'll be stranded at the bottom of the sea.
Yeah, it wasn't like out of the goodness, the kindness of his heart. It was because everyone else would
No,
die
no.
otherwise.
He at this point, Angel's got a soul. He doesn't want to turn anyone else into vampires. In fact, he says at one point that Lawson's the only person that he turns into a vampire after he has a soul, and
That's
that's
right.
why Lawson it sort of has a bit of a conscience.
Hmm. But he says that's why I do, and then Angel says that's not how it works.
Yeah, I don't think he has a soul, but Lawson's point is that he's like not all the way vampire, but not all the way human. He says at one point that he's nothing,
But then when
and he
Angel said that
blames.
line, that's not how it works. That made me think that that's not true. Maybe he put that in his head. Placebo
Oh,
effect in
maybe,
himself.
maybe. Well, does Angel even know?
I don't know. I don't know, I guess.
Yeah, I mean he's got a soul for 40 years at this point. He's turning somebody for the first time. I don't think he understands the rules.
Yeah, he probably doesn't. But with him
Yeah.
saying that made me think. We should ask Gunn. He knows everything. Or does he? He's starting to forget some stuff,
Mm.
possibly. Um, but that was nice. But then at the cut to present day, and we do another battle. Well, I guess there wasn't a battle in the past, but this time it's Angel versus Lawson. They start fighting. Why was Lawson trying to kill Angel? I didn't understand that sort of. Why did Lawson want revenge or whatever?
Well, I don't think he did. Spike and Angel have a discussion at the end of the episode, and Spike refers to it as revenge, like it like extra cold because it's been so long.
Hmm.
And Angel's like, I'm not sure it was revenge, and Spike says,
Oh
"Then
yeah,
what was it?
purpose,
What was he looking for?" And Angel says, "A reason."
reason.
Yeah,
But why did Lawson want Angel dead? I didn't understand that kind of. Like
I
they were
think he was
fighting. Why?
I think Lawson was angry about what he's become. He
Mm.
doesn't know he's having an identity crisis. He's not all the way vampire, but he's certainly not a human being. And
And Angel did it to him. He's just
and
that's the guy that did it to him.
right.
Okay, that's fine. That
It's almost like a guy raging against his father.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Question answered. And that's the end of the episode. All right, my cat is gonna unplug something here. We might have a problem. But uh is that this episode? I don't think anything else
Yeah,
really
I guess
happened
so.
here.
There's
Oh,
they all are on I think it's a scary sight. Everyone hanging on and having to stand on those like
I agree.
the little chairs. What are
As
they called?
soon
The ones
chairs,
that spin.
desk chairs.
Because
I,
it'd be one thing if they were standing on like a solid chair, but
yeah,
like they also got to keep their balance.
I didn't think about that, but you're totally right. As soon as
Yeah.
I saw that image, I knew that would be the thumbnail, the picture I used for the YouTube version.
Nice.
And there was another one. Oh,
Not like Spike in a Nazi uniform.
no. This one was better. And in the next episode, one of the scariest sights I've ever seen. Like, especially on Angel, but maybe in anything. I was like, oh, that is good. As in scary. That
Which
really got me.
one?
When mom or whoever first walks in on the little boy laying by the TV
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
like smiling, but it's like the wide shot, not the close up of him smiling, but like the wide of like the full TV and the
Yeah.
bookshelf and everything, and the little boy just on the ground smiling. That was scary and unexpected. But I guess they tell you in the title. Anyway,
Smile time.
next episode, smile time.
Wait, not next episode. What, grade?
Oh, great. Up three.
Yeah, MVP, LVP.
MVP Angel,
Uh,
LVP. What Lauren do?
I guess not much.
He didn't do too much. I'll go Lauren LVP
All right.
because I like the Prince of Lies and Nestroyev.
Yeah. Prince of Lies is almost my MVP.
Wow, that's nuts.
But LVP, I don't know. There were fucking some of these soldiers stood around doing nothing.
Who though? Nobody
They're
stood out to
basically
me.
extras. Yeah, give it to Even Stevens kid. What did he do?
I, I don't know. Who is he on Even Stevens? Is he the little
He's part of the
beans guy?
family.
Like Donnie Stevens.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
Hmm.
remember that. I only remember Even Stevens having a sister,
He had a
played by
sister.
Christy Carlson Romano.
Yeah, honestly, I always thought she looked like Faith a little bit.
Mm, get out of here.
I haven't seen her in 20 years, 15 years. All right, that's your LVP, Nick Spano.
She was also the voice of Kim Possible. That's a fun fact for you.
Whoa,
Mm-hmm.
that is a very fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
Who oh, Nick Spano. Nick Spano is like Nick Zano
Oh, yeah.
a
Oh,
little
then
bit.
he's my LVP.
If you're Nick Ano, then you're the LVP of whatever we're
I
doing.
hate those actors, that genre of actors. All right, rank them.
Oh, in my ranking, I will put it between Slouching Toward Bethlehem, The House Always Wins, 66.
I
I
like
moved
those
it up a
poems.
little
What,
bit.
what do I have around like 70, 72 around
70's
there?
Happy Anniversary, and 72 is I've Got You Under My Skin. Do you want to know
Count
71?
down. No, no, no. 73. Keep going.
What a weird thing that just happened. Life of the Party, 73. Harm's Way, 74. Unleashed. The House Always Wins. Carpe Noctem. The
Oh,
Ring. Blood Money.
no, you could put this one. Oh, I like Blood Money. What's after Blood Money?
Dad.
All right, put it between those two.
Okay. So it's your new 80.
Okay.